Hi, I'm Leon Condon. I'm the CEO here at Engagis. Today, we really enjoy some fantastic customers, but often I'm asked the question of how did it come about? One key turning point was for us in 2007. We'd had half a dozen years of providing self-service kiosks, and then I got a call from a director at Telstra, and he said, "Hey Leon, we haven't met, but would you like to have a coffee with me because I'd like to show you some challenges we're having." They just started this new foray of the latest rollout of their store development called T-Life, and they've been doing some great solutions. He asked me to come into town. He said it all seemed good on day one, but now we've got a lot of black screens, some of them blue, some of them black. And he said, when I look at the screen, I see there's a name down the bottom, Samsung, so I immediately think I'll call Samsung, it's black. And Samsung eventually have their technicians come and have a good look at the equipment and conclude that there's nothing wrong with the screen. And they said, "Sorry, Mr. Telstra, the upstream of, it must be a problem upstream. It must be, say, your media player." So he said, I then looked at the media player box. It was an Acer, and I called Acer, and Acer said, "Well, we've looked through this technology. There's nothing wrong with our media player. It's working fine. It's probably your software. It's probably a content management system." So he said, then I called up the CMS provider, and the content management system seemed to be working fine in thousands of other locations. So they said, "No, we think this is isolated to your site. You've probably got, in those days, a heavy flash file or similar, dragging down the memory of your processor." So he said, I went to my agency and I went into their studio and they showed me this beautiful technology with all our solutions working fine on their MacBook machines, and it said, "No, it's not our problem, Telstra. The content is fine. It's probably the internet. It's probably your fault, Telstra." So this was all pretty amusing, but extremely frustrating to a client, and it really told us the story that we've seen every day ever since. This finger pointing when things aren't right, and the blurry lines between the elements of our solution that we provide. So this gentleman, Michael, said, "Leon, I've seen you and your team take accountability end to end for these kiosks in the self-service industry. Would you please consider doing that for our stores? Over the digital media solutions, we're putting in all this new store format. We're removing all of paper. We've got no brochures anymore. We've got no posters. And we're bringing greater information to the customer, making it easier for their product selection and their overall service journey." And of course, we would be delighted to do that. We've been doing that with Telstra now ever since, and have rolled out well over 5,000 solutions through their stores, and now delivering quite a step change in the customer experience. So what have we learned from this? Well, number one, it's complicated. Far more complicated than most people expect at the outset. A simple LCD or tablet or there's a lot happening underneath, and a lot goes wrong. Number two is a single provider to be a single point of accountability end to end can stop the finger pointing, can stop the gaps. Number three is embracing a single provider can completely lift the quality of service, collapse the total cost of ownership, and really, thirdly, drive the business outcomes that we call quality of engagement.